Hi guys, let's move on to the next question. The next question is question number 19. It says the marks obtained by 100 students in a mathematics test are given below, ranging from 0 to 100. So let me just make my x-axis. It says use a scale of 2 centimeters equal to 10 units on both the axes. So let me just write the marks here first. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. This is my x-axis and I have plotted marks on this. Perfect, going in this direction. Perfect, very less space here. Next one is number of students. So they're saying draw an ogive. To draw an ogive, the first thing I need is the cumulative frequency. So let me find out the cumulative frequency. 3 plus 7 10 plus 12 22 plus 17 39 plus 23 50 62. Next 62 plus 14 76 plus 9 85 plus 6 91 plus 5 96 plus 4 100. So they said 100 students, which means my calculation is correct. Next, what to plot? So I will plot 0 with 0. Next, upper frequency with the cumulative. 10 with 3, 20 with 10, 30 with 22, 40 with 39, 50 with 62, 60 with 76, 70 with 85, 80 with 91, 90 with 96 and 100 with 100. Perfect. So 0 with 0, which is here. Let me calibrate this. They've said 10 on both axes. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. This is my y-axis and I have plotted number of students on this axis. Perfect. Going up in this side, the only thing remains is my scale, which is on x-axis 2 centimeter is equal to 10 marks and on y-axis 2 centimeter is equal to 10 students, and I have plotted cumulative frequency of number of students. Cumulative frequency. Perfect. Now let's plot 0 with 0, 10 with 3, which means 3 small lines after 0. Next is 20 with 10, 20 with 10, 30 with 22, or 2 small lines after 20, 40 with 39, which means 9 small lines after 30. Next is 50 with 62, which means 2 small lines above 60. Next is 70 with 85, which means 5 small lines above 80. Next is 80 with, did I miss something? 60 with 76. I missed. 60 is with 76. Sorry, this is not the right point. 60 with 76. So this is point here. Please note I do not have an eraser in the software either. 70 with 85. 70 is with 85. 80 is with 91. One small line above 90. 90 is with 96, which means 6 small lines above 90, and 100 is with 100. Next, I join them using freehand. So I make a ogive curve, also known as less than ogive. I join all the points using a freehand and make as smooth a curve as I can. Perfect. Now my ogive is ready. Let's look at the questions. They say median. A median is n, in this case is n is equal to 100. Therefore median is equal to 100 upon 2th term, which is the 50th term. Now which is the 50th term? I go on to 50 on the y-axis and I draw a line from y-axis onto the, it is sixth small line after 40, and this is where I drop it onto the x-axis. You will draw all these lines using a scale and a sharpened pencil. I do not have access to a scale on this software. I started from y-axis, I reached the x-axis. This is 6 lines, which means this is 46. So this is equal to 46 marks. I repeat, it is always a good practice to write your answer on the graph wherever you reached using the 50th line. Perfect. So my answer is 46 marks. Is this marks? Yes, it's 46 marks. Next, a lower quartile. Now lower quartile is equal to 100 upon 4th term, which is the 25th term. So where is the 25th term? Yes, exactly between 20 and 25, the 5th line. I go from the y-axis and I reach the ogive. This is the second line, thin line after 30. Second thin line after 30. So I started from y and I reached x. This is second thin line, which means this is 32. So my lower quartile is equal to 32 marks. Like I've said earlier, different ogives will be slightly different because the way students join the curve, which means your marks could change slightly. Maybe 2 small lines above and 2 small lines will be acceptable, but you should try and make it as perfect as possible. Let's look at part 3. Number of students who obtained more than 85% marks in the test. So how many are 85% marks? 85% marks out of a test of 100 marks is equal to 85 marks. So let's look at where 85 marks are. Here, this is where 85 marks are. In this case, now I am starting from the x-axis. So from the x-axis, I draw a perpendicular onto the ogive. So I starting from the x-axis this time because the marks are plotted on the x-axis. So I started from the x, I put an arrow going to the ogive, and this is, I think, this is nothing. This is the 4th line after 90. This is the 4th line after 90. When you draw using a pencil and a scale, you will get your answers perfect. And I reached the y-axis. This is 4th small line after 90, which means this is 94. So 94 students have scored less than 85 marks. So how many students have scored more than 85% marks, which is this case, which is 100 minus 94, which is equal to 6 students. So 6 students scored more than 85 marks. Remember, this is a less than ogive curve. If you want to calculate more than, then you will subtract it from the total. Next part. Next part is number of students failed if the pass percentage was 35. So 35% marks, 35% is equal to 35 marks. So let's see where are 35 marks. Just above my lower quartile, just higher than my lower quartile. So this is 35 marks. I started from here. I'll write this is 35 for me. I started from here. This was 85. Perfect. And this for me was 25. I'm just writing whatever I missed out on the x and y axis. So I started from 35. I put an arrow because I started from the x axis. This is the second small line after 30. Second small line after 30. You will draw using a scale. I reach y-axis. This for me is 32. So how many students failed? 32 students failed. Again, 2 lines up and there, here and there should be acceptable. That's why you should try and draw a smooth curve as much as possible. Thank you so much. Take care. I'll see you with the next video. Bye bye.